Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for stopping by Moodog's Frugal RCs and more. Today we're going to be taking a look at a dual GPS drone that I picked up at my local Walmart for $120. Now this is going to be a sale price on this particular unit. Check your local Walmarts if you guys are interested in this. It's also going to be available on Walmart.com as well as Amazon.com. And I'll go ahead and I'll put a link in the description below for you guys so you can check it out. Pretty excited about this one. Let's have a look. So guys, in the world of GPS drones, there's a lot to choose from these days. Prices seem to be coming down. Technology seems to be getting better. So a nice GPS position drone is going to be within reach for a lot of people. I can't afford to go out, nor do I want to go out and spend $1,000 on a GPS located drone or something that has GPS positioning. I'm a frugal guy. I mean, just take it from the title of my channel here, Frugal RCs and more. I'm a frugal guy. I'm trying to get the best bang for the buck. There's a multitude of different drones on the market. This is one just such drone. Now, this is made by a company in China, SJRC, and if I have to correct that, I will correct that, but to my best of my knowledge, SJRC is the manufacturer of this drone. It's marketed under several different tags. ProMark is one that we have here. Also, Holy Stone makes a model, a variant of this drone. Basically the same drone, a couple of differences, mainly going to be in the actual app software that you would download on your phone. So this is a brushed motor drone, not a brushless motor, so you do have to break these motors in before you can actually get this thing out and fly it, or it's highly recommended to do so. This has a 720p camera, and it's actually articulating, so what that means is that the actual lens of this camera will move up or down depending on how you control it from the controller. So you'll be able to pitch it up or pitch it down depending on what kind of view you're trying to achieve. Kind of a cool thing. Not a gimbal, so it's not going to correct itself when you're flying, but still a kind of a nice little feature there. You have a lithium-powered console here, so the console on this, or the transmitter on this, doesn't require batteries. So if you're thinking about a ready-to-fly quadcopter, this fits the bill. You're not going to have to supply AA batteries. This has a lithium battery installed on the inside that you would charge via a micro USB port on the front here. And I'll show you that in a little bit, but that's kind of a cool feature on this as well. This is a dual GPS unit, so which means not only is the quadcopter going to recognize GPS satellites, but also the controller itself, or the transmitter, also has GPS capabilities, which allows a follow me mode. Now, the follow me mode is something we're going to go into a little bit later on once I get into the actual demonstration of this drone. This is the first part of this video is going to be basically just showing you what kind of walking around, looking at the box, taking the stuff out of the box, looking at the contents, kind of checking out the quality, giving a kind of an overview on what I think thus far, and then we'll kind of go from there when I get into the review video and the actual demonstration. So GPS positioning on this, and I'll try to move this box down here a little bit. GPS positioning, GPS return to home, nice feature for new flyers, or even a more seasoned flyer like myself that just wants to be able to have that drone land where it took off from. Auto takeoff, auto landing, location hold and hovering. Again, with the GPS, it locks into a satellite and it's going to hover really, really nice. 720p camera, we went over that briefly. Wi-Fi streaming. So this is going to stream Wi-Fi. You're able to use a first-person view for this. So you would actually download the app to your phone via either iOS or Android, and you're able to hook up to the Wi-Fi emanated from the drone itself and be able to see where that drone is flying. App enabled. We talked about the app that you have to download to be able to do that. The app is pretty awesome on this too. So there's some telemetry. It's going to tell you how far you are away from the actual point of takeoff, your height, and the actual airspeed, how fast the drone is traveling. 6-axis gyroscope for stable flight, and about 12 minutes of flight time. So that's kind of cool. Also with this kit, you're going to be included, you're going to be provided a virtual reality headset or a set of goggles. Kind of cool. I think that's kind of a nice little addition there. So if you guys are into trying the FPV at all, even at close distance, you'll be able to do that with these goggles right here. So on the other side of the box here, we'll turn it over on this side. Just some more basic information. It actually has the name of the app and what you're going to be downloading either on iOS or on Android. And the back of the box just goes over pretty much the basic functionality, what we talked about earlier, the return to home, all of that type of stuff on here. I should mention, too, that the camera is 120-degree field of view, so you get a nice wide-angle view on that as well. Lithium battery that you're getting with this is going to be a proprietary battery. We'll show you that in just a second. But it's kind of a smart battery, too. It shows you the voltage. It has LEDs on there to show you how much charge the battery has at any given time. And on the other side of the box, we'll pop this up here. There we go, and it's just going to give you some basic information. Shadow drone, follow me technology, blah, blah, blah. It's got some QR codes here where you would scan either for your iOS-based device or your Android-based device to get that app downloaded, and pretty much just give you some basic information on the drone. And we'll go over that as I get this out of the box, and we'll take a closer look at everything you're getting inside the box. So give me 1 second to get this thing open, and we'll take a look and see what we got inside. All right, guys, we're back. Checking out the contents of the box now. This is one of those boxes that anybody out there that maybe some of my viewers that might already be into drones or be flying drones here and there will know that the quality of some boxes, it's worth keeping them, especially if you don't have a case to carry around these quadcopters. Now, if you guys got a case for like a SEMA X8 or something along those lines, a big body kind of a Phantom, DJI Phantom, mock-up drone or copy, that'll work fine for carrying this. I don't have such a case, so I'm going to end up keeping this box, this styrofoam, and the actual box itself to use to transport the drone. So basically what we're seeing right here is a nicely packaged presentation here. We have a plastic cover over this styrofoam insert here. And inside we are greeted with the instructions and some other information. We'll get into that in just a second. This side of the box over here looks to be the VR virtual reality headset, and I believe it is. Let's go ahead and just get this out of the bag here and take a quick peek at this. Yep, it's exactly what it is. They look to be pretty decent. They are ProMark branded. I don't know who's making these, but they are ProMark branded, and they look to be made pretty decently. We'll take a closer look at those as well in just a second. On this side over here, actually right in front, we have what looks to be the battery cell. Sorry about the camera there, guys. This is, in fact, the battery, and we have a ProMark branded battery, 2,500 milliamp hour, 18.5 watt per hour, and a 7.4 volt. This is a 2-cell battery. It is proprietary. This is a lithium-ion cell, not a LiPo or lithium polymer, but lithium-ion. A little bit different in the chemistry is basically the same. The properties are a little bit different, and we can go into that in a little bit of detail later on to kind of explain to you why I think this is actually probably a safer battery to use for RCing. And that's my opinion. Somebody might disagree, and that's fine, but that's my opinion on that. Up in front here, we have a USB to proprietary plug. Oh, no, it's not. It's USB to micro USB, and I believe this is what they're giving you to charge the drone or to charge the battery itself, and we'll take a look at that in a second as well. In front of that, we have, let's get the drone out of here first. Let's get the drone out. Now, I'm not sure if we have to assemble everything. Well, maybe not. Everything seems to be assembled on here. So here's the drone. And we'll go ahead and set this off to the side for just a second. And I think we got more stuff in here. On top, we have, looks like some spare props. And let's go ahead and get this open. I'm one of those guys that likes to hang on to my packaging, so I'll save all these bags and things for whatever else around my shop area here. My workshop area I might use, but this one obviously I'm not going to be able to save. It's mangled, or I just mangled it. So it looks like we're getting a full set of props. Boy, this bag is bad here. So we're getting a full set of props, both A and B. So we got another set of props there, which is good. What else do we have in the bag here? I'll go ahead and just dump this out down here. I'm guessing we're probably going to have, and I'm right, we're going to have the obligatory screwdriver. You see that in all these RC drones. And we have some hardware, and this is labeled for the blade protectors, which would be the prop guards. So we have hardware for that. And it looks like we're going to have some extra, I believe 1, maybe 2. There should be 2 in here, and I'm only seeing 1. I was kind of hoping there would be 2, but maybe there isn't. I just missed it. But these are the actual caps that go over the hubs of the props when they're installed on the motor shafts. Here we have prop guards. Now, for those of you that are maybe new to droning, new to flying quadcopters, good idea to use these. I'm not going to recommend flying this thing in the house. Some people may have a big enough home to do that in. I run into problems here with trimming plants unintentionally, and then I get in the doghouse with the wife, and it's just not a good situation. But you're going to get 6 prop guards here. So you've got a full set of prop guards plus 2 in case you crack them. So that's kind of nice to have. Any newbies, you'll be able to, you want to use these, so keep those handy. You are actually getting another set of landing gear as well. And this is pretty decently made landing gear. You have little rubber feet on the bottom here. And this looks like these are just going to slide into place. So we'll take a look at how to install these later on as well. And then we have our transmitter. Now the transmitter, as I mentioned before, and there's nothing else in here. Oh, here we go. Yes, there is. I was mentioning that lack of that other prop cap, and here it is right here. So we do have 2 of those. And then our transmitter. And nothing else inside the box or on the bottom. Very good. We'll set that aside for now. Take a quick look at the transmitter. Again, there's no batteries needed for this. This is going to be completely, have batteries already self-contained in here, and the charging port's going to be right up on the front here. So let's go ahead and get the stuff set out, and I'll start going through the transmitter, and I'll start going through some of the other stuff that this drone does. We'll take a look at the instruction manual as well. So give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Alright guys, first thing I wanted to show you guys is how to install one of these prop guards should you guys want to use them. Now on the front, this is very reminiscent of a SEMA quadcopter. If anybody out there has seen or knows, or maybe even has, the SEMA X8 quadcopter, this is very, very much similar to that. So I think everything is probably going to be, excuse me for fumbling there, everything on this drone, or a lot of parts, are going to be interchangeable, up to and including, I'm guessing, the motors and maybe even the props. But installing the prop guard is pretty simple proposition. All you would have to do, get it? All you would have to do is actually remove these blanks. There's a little tab on the bottom here. These blanks would come out like that, and then you would take your prop guard, and it would be finished side up always. There's a hollow side about this that's going to go down. Finished side up. Fit it into place like so. Oh, looks easier than it is. I'm behind the camera now, so let's see about getting this in here. There we go. And a little bit of fun, but oops, sorry about the camera, guys. There we go, and it snaps into place. But there are 2 screw holes on the bottom, one right here and one right here. You would insert the included screws, and then use your obligatory screwdriver to install those. And that's basically it for installing the prop guards. Now, I'm not going to install prop guards. I will opt out of those because I'm a pretty experienced pilot, and I don't like using those a whole lot. So I'll go ahead and put the blank back in there. Looking at the bottom of the drone, we're going to see that it does have lights on the back and on the front, and these are LED lights, and they will light up once you power the drone up. So that's kind of a cool thing, very SEMA-esque again. These landing gear, there is no screws to install the landing gear. There's this little button here that you would depress and then slide this part out. Again, looks a lot easier. There we go. Slid out of position. And then this one just gets twisted and pops out of place. So essentially, you would just set it in like this, fit it in there, slide it into place, take the back part, and snap it in. That's as simple as that. Very, very smart idea to put these landing legs on like that. Just for transport, I think is a really good idea. So you're not having to, you know, find a case that's gigantic for it. You can use the box like I plan to do, but there are probably more compact and more efficient ways to carry this quadcopter. But I think for the time being, I will be using the box. But nice touch there. Nice touch. Whoever designed this did a good job. The camera on here is going to be a 720p camera. And I mentioned before it is Wi-Fi FPV. And you can see on the back here, there is a Wi-Fi antenna. There also is an micro SD card slot on here, which I think is kind of cool. So you'll be able to save your photos to the actual camera itself, and they will also save to the app once you download the app and you're using that. So that's a very good idea, very cool. More quadcopters nowadays should be doing that. Unfortunately, not all do. This is kind of considered a toy grade quadcopter, but it does have some more, I guess you want to call it hobby grade, or even dare I say, professional grade features in the GPS return to home and follow me technology that it does have. So kind of cool there. And we'll go ahead and we're going to get this set up. And I'll pop the battery in and show you guys what it looks like lit up. And we'll do all of that kind of stuff coming up in just a minute. Hang with me, guys. So as I mentioned before, this battery is, I guess what you want to call somewhat smart, in that you can see how much charge you have on it by these LED lights that are up on top here. There is a button on here that you would press, and it will show you on here how much charge this battery has. Right now you're looking 3 out of 4, so about 3/4 of a charge on this battery, and we'll go ahead and turn that off for the time being. I mentioned that also that this has a USB to micro USB charging cord that comes with it. Now, I have seen videos where you can actually modify a lead from a hobby grade charger to charge this thing quicker. That's probably the way I'm going to end up doing it, because quite frankly, guys, the charge time on this from a dead battery or from a spent battery to fully charged is right around 6 hours, and you have about 12 minutes of flight time on this. So I don't know about you guys, but I want to fly this thing more than once a day. So that being said, that's the way I'm going to do it. But the USB cord would actually just fit right in here, and then you would go ahead and plug this into a phone outlet or on the side of your computer to charge it. Pretty simple stuff there, but that's the way that is. So if you guys have a hobby grade charger, I'll be doing a video probably coming up in the next month or so, maybe a little sooner, on the modification that I'm doing to this, or the modification that I'm doing to a cord that'll accommodate this battery. So that's that for now. This battery fits in, it's proprietary. You have 2 tabs, one on the top and one on the bottom to release it. And it basically fits into the back of the quadcopter like this. You'll see on the side here you have a plus and a minus slot here, and it only fits in one way. It's going to fit in with the LEDs on the top, and it slides into place. And once you have that slid into place, it'll snug in, and you basically just turn it on from there, and you're off to the races. That's pretty much it, how to get the battery in. The transmitter that it comes with, again, is going to be this is going to be a self-contained battery, so that you don't have to worry about buying AA batteries. If you don't have them, you don't need them. Kind of a cool thing there. You have your antennas up on top here. Everything seems to be labeled quite well. You have your headless mode. You have your follow me mode up on the top here on these paddles. Over here you're going to have your speed ranges, and I believe this has 3 different speed ranges, and I will correct that in the in post editing if I misspeak anything here. This side you're going to have a camera button, and then your video button, and then a camera button here. On this side you're going to have your angle of your camera. So like I mentioned before, this camera will articulate either up or down, and you can do that from the transmitter with this little knurled knob right here. Everything feels good on this, guys. The gimbals feel nice for the controls. It is an altitude hold quadcopter, like I mentioned before, GPS positioning, but also you can override that GPS positioning and use it just as a barometric altitude hold quadcopter, and it flies just fine that way as well. You have a little lanyard holder right here, so if you want to hang this around your neck, you would attach your lanyard here. You have a return to home button here, your power power button, and then an automatic takeoff and land. There's LEDs on the bottom here that are all different icons, and we'll take a look at that once I get the transmitter powered up and the quadcopter bound. So give me 1 second, guys. We're going to go do that next. All right, guys, being that the transmitter is pretty much fully labeled, there's not a whole lot of guesswork. There is a owner's manual that comes with it, and we'll go over that just briefly here, what you're getting with this. You have a little stop, do not return product to store. They want you to call their customer service or contact them for help. I have been in contact with the folks over at ProMark. A guy by the name of Bill really helped me out on a couple occasions, actually just one occasion just recently. In fact, today I was in contact with him. Really nice guy to deal with, so hang on to that. It's got some contact information for ProMark. This is basically telling you how to download the app and how to actually, pretty much a quick guide on how to connect the app to the, connect the phone to the drone and then use the app. Has scan codes here, QR codes for Android and iOS. Nothing on the back of that. The manual itself is in really good English. I believe ProMark is going to be an American-based marketing company, so they are branding this Chinese-made drone here in America for American consumption and or even Canadian consumption. Not quite sure on that, but at least for American consumption. So everything is going to be in really good English, laid out really nice. It's kind of a, I don't know how many fold here, maybe 6 fold coming out here, quad fold here, maybe 5. I think there's 5 here. So there's 5 fold out pages that you would look at. You're going to have all the functionality of the transmitter here. It's going to show you what all the buttons mean, all the icons on the bottom here. I mentioned the icons that light up on the bottom of the transmitter. They're not really labeled really clear. You can see small little icons, but this will actually give you what exactly those signify. This is a quick start guide, help you get it going. Shows you how to calibrate the compasses, how to make sure that you have your GPS locked in before you take off, how to land it, all that good stuff. Care and instructions, that type of thing, warnings, precautions, that type of thing. They have a YouTube page here that you can visit. They do a lot of video tutorials, that type of thing. So if you get in a bind and this isn't answering your questions, you can go right to their YouTube. They're also available on Facebook, ProMark Drones on Facebook. Good bunch of guys there, and kind of a neat little community starting up there. So that's good references and good resources for you to have. But hang on to this, guys. It's got a lot of good information in it, especially for those of you that aren't really familiar with drones or GPS drones for that matter. Good information on that. Next thing we're going to do is get this transmitter turned on and kind of take a look at the drone turned on. I'm not going to bind it up inside the house today, but we'll be doing that in a future video once I get this out to the field and I'm able to do a demonstration flight and then my final review on it. But for now, we can go ahead and get the drone powered up first, and I'll show you what the lights look like on this. The power button, again, is going to be on the back of the battery right here. We just go ahead and press that, and you're going to see that we have LEDs. Now they're all flashing red. You can see that, and I'll turn it over so you guys can take a better look at that now. So they're all flashing red. This is telling us that it's ready to be bound with the transmitter. So with that on, we'll go ahead and pop the transmitter on. Oops, I just knocked this out of place here. Let me pop that in real quick. All right. I'll pop that in better later on. But we'll turn on the transmitter. And you can hear the camera kind of moving up and down. So the servo and the camera was actuated, and that's moving. As far as binding the quadcopter, it's going to be up and then down, and we should have it should be bound. Next thing we're going to have to do, and I'm not going to do it inside the house, is going to be what I call the compass calibration dance, the GPS dance if you want to call it. So essentially you would take the quadcopter, hold it out in front of you, spin your body around 360 degrees with it sitting out in front of you. So you just turn a circle in place, and the back lights would go solid, and then you would take and hold the quadcopter like this, and spin around in a circle again, and the front lights would go solid. And then you let it sit for a minute, and you watch on the app on your phone, and it would tell you ready to fly, and then you go ahead and take off from there. I'm not going to go through all that today. That's going to be in a future video, but this will give you guys an idea what it looks like when it's lit up, what the transmitter looks like when it's lit up. Really nice, nicely made. And I should also mention that the FPV phone holder is going to be actually on board right here. It's actually part of the actual console. So that pulls out, and then your phone would fit inside here. If you guys got a real big phone, like some of the Samsung Notes, or possibly the iOS Apple Plus series of devices, you may have a little bit of an issue with this particular holder. You have to be willing to take the case off or actually get a different phone for that purpose. I have a specific phone that I use for my Wi-Fi FPV, so that'll work out fine in this particular holder. But that fits all right inside here like this, guys. It just snaps right into place, and you're off to the races. You're off to good to go. Nicely made. Like I mentioned before, the charging port's right up in front there, easy to find. And that's pretty much it for now, guys. Thanks for stopping by and having a look at this quadcopter with me, guys. I appreciate all of you stopping by and watching my video content. My channel is in the process of growing right now. I'm trying to get better content out there, more content out there for you. It is an expense. This comes out of my pocket. I'm not asking for any contributions. I'm not asking for anything but a like, a subscribe, and a comment. If you guys got a question on something I'm telling you, or if you disagree with something, put it in the comment section below. We can have a talk about it. We'll talk about it and see if we can come to some sort of agreement. And it's fine to disagree. It's fine if you don't like my videos. It's fine if you have suggestions for me. I'll take those suggestions and I'll take them to heart. I'm trying to grow this channel, trying to get more subscribers, like I said, trying to get better content and more videos out to you guys to show you how you can save money on your RC purchases, or your bike repairs, or your bicycle purchases. A multitude of different things. You're going to see more stuff coming on my channel in the coming months. And I just thank you again for all my new subscribers. If you like it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that bell so you get all my content coming through and you're able to see my videos as soon as I post them. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. God bless the Republic.